Hello, everyone. Hello, dear friends. Here we are today for the Just Breathe Live on the very last day of July. The Just Breathe Live for this month. And it is the 19th edition. Imagine that. So we're only 4 months from 2 years of Just Breathe Live. And it seems like it started yesterday. I thank you very much to everyone who is here with me live right now, and also, of course, to whoever will connect to this transmission later. As you know, Just Breathe Live is an open sharing of walking into the freedom of living our expanded consciousness in everyday life. And hello, Dina. Hello, Serena, Joanna. And also, as you know, each month there is no specific prearranged, predefined theme. So whatever comes up is brought up in the moment. And also according to eventual questions or suggestions sent in prior to the session. I'd like to ask if you can please let me know if the sound is good, as sometimes the sound here on YouTube tends to be different from what I expect it to be. So if it's all good, just let me know. Okay, great. Thank you, Joanna. Hello, Sandra, Margarida, Ada. Okay, very good. Right. So today I received a request to expand on the integration of the so called hardest or most challenging aspects. And I will go into that. And so basically, the theme will roll out from that starting point. But also, as usual, I am going to invite everyone to just take a few moments right now for us to breathe together. And I'd like to send out a special thank you to the people, the beautiful ladies in this case, who were part of the Be Beyond Illusion workshop, which just ended half an hour ago. And it is with the um, inspiring brilliance that came through within that circle of clarity. The Be Beyond Illusion workshops are, I call them circles of clarity, that we are gonna breathe in this moment. So basically, we are gonna just breathe into our own brilliance for a moment, to just stay and allow ourselves to be able to dwell within that space in us where we feel comfortable, joyful, and free to just be here and now. So I invite you to close your eyes, please, and to get comfortable. So if you are not lying back, belly up, then please lean back wherever you are sitting so that your head is comfortably supported. And once you are comfortable, I invite you to breathe deeply through your nose. Allowing the breath to fill you, like dancing music, swirling into your body. And gracefully bringing joyful magic to each cell. Inhaling deeply through your nose and also exhaling through your nose at your own rhythm, in your own time. Just being here with you, for you, in the warm embrace of your breath. Breathing deep down into your belly. And allowing the breath's quietness, lightness, sensuality to caress you ever so gently. Your own breath loving you. Embracing you. In this sweet now moment. Just staying, embracing you. Enveloped in the purity, the brilliance of each breath. And as gently as you are breathing, I invite you to gradually, very gradually, start preparing to open your eyes. And as you are sweetly present here today, and which I am very, very thankful for, I will now dive into this thing of how to integrate the hardest aspect. So starting with there is no such thing as harder aspects. Hmm. I'm sure that's a little bit challenging, isn't it? Sorry. There are, yes, parts of you which you're more attached to, parts of you which you're more used to, parts of you which you identify with more, parts of you that you are more conflicted about, however, attached as well. And so, on one hand, there are parts of you that you're telling to disappear and you don't want them anymore, and so on. And on the other hand, you don't realize how attached you are to them, and that's why they're still there. But there are not harder aspects. The very concept of there being harder aspects is a judgment in itself, a judgment that keeps these parts of you somewhat in the dark of not being accepted as they are. So, in fact, there is eventually habit, there is eventually repetition, there is eventually inconsistency between your choices and your actions. But there are not harder aspects. So once you let go of this idea that there are harder aspects, you open up a new landscape, a landscape of welcoming, openness, of allowing connection, of allowing clarity and wisdom for yourself. Having said this, yes, there are parts that eventually you have tried to integrate over and over again, and they just keep on hanging around. And why is it? Well, just because you keep on falling into judgment about yourself. It's that simple. So, when you decide or define, I no longer choose to be acting in this way, behaving in this way, whatever, you can make that choice from different points of consciousness. It can be a choice of fight against yourself, as in, I can't stand this anymore. It can be a choice of coming to terms with the fact that something is there, that it has been serving you, but that it no longer is required from here on. And then each time it shows up, because the stickier it becomes, or the more you go around in circles with it, or the more you say you want to transform it, and then you don't take the steps in that direction because you fall into self criticism, self sabotage in different kinds of ways. The more you do that, the harder it gets. Yes, because that part of you has been told more than once by you that you are ready and available to receive it. And then you get impatient. And then when you realize that somehow you have gone down the same road again, the road that that aspect invites you into, then you get frustrated and then you get angry at yourself and then you feel guilty. And all of these things, what they do is they keep that aspect at bay, because of course no one wants to come back into a home where there is constant judgment, where that part is constantly non acceptable, where there is constant rejection. No one wants to come back to a home like that. So, first and foremost, address that guilt, that conflict with yourself, that non acceptance. Really feel it. Feel the piles and piles of pain in it. Come to terms with it. And then you will realize that through that acceptance, it becomes much easier because you're no longer in denial. You're no longer pretending to be better, I would say. But, it's not about being better or worse, even, but it's like a pretend game. You don't have to. As long as you're just being honest with yourself and fully accepting whatever it is that is coming your way into your conscious awareness. That's it. There's nothing else to it. It's not that some aspects are harder to integrate than others. It's that you are more dependent on some aspects, more identified than with others. So, in fact, it is you that keeps on calling on these aspects without noticing. And so, if there is by any chance something like this going on for you, that you've been going around in circles with a certain part of you, can you please just sit here right now and be with it? Not trying to fix it, to change it, to eliminate it. Just be with it. I mean, you can't on one hand be saying that this is no longer serving you, and on the other hand, constantly using this aspect to serve you. And usually this happens very subtly, so it's not something one really notices that much. So how, if it's so subtle, how can you notice when you're caught up in that repetitive cycle? It's simple. It's about how you feel about yourself. If you start feeling frustrated, angry, hopeless, guilty, any or all of these, if you start feeling it's useless, this is never going to change, why do I keep on getting into this? Things like that, then you're really within that aspects game. And what you do when you become aware of that, fundamentally, you don't fight. You let go of the weapons. You let go of trying to protect yourself from your own self, from your own aspect. You grow up in that moment and you take responsibility for having created it in the first place and for being the one that it will come back to whenever you stop needing it. And then there are so many beliefs that we create around certain kinds of patterns of behavior. And those beliefs were mostly created in our first years. And that's why they don't serve us anymore. But just, beliefs are very structured, they help us make sense. The thing is, our sense changes as we evolve. So the beliefs, they need to be addressed, acknowledged in their purpose, and let go of for new ones to emerge according to our new way of seeing things. This is also very, very simple. It seems sometimes, how can it be so simple and I keep on going in circles with it? Is it because you like to go around in circles and make it complex? That's all. Very honestly so. The one main and fundamental thing is stop judging yourself. Yourself in the here and now, yourself the way you were whenever. Stop. As soon as you stop judging yourself as a go-to place for entertainment and eventually self-analysis and eventually self-improvement, then things start to change. Because then it becomes more comfortable to stay than to leave, to stay here in you. A house full of judgment is not a safe space. It's not comfortable. It's not inviting. So just like you would clean the dust in your actual physical house and take away the rubbish and, put things in order, you do so the same within yourself by letting go of judgment. And this happens especially with those aspects that you tend to define as hard. Why? Because those are the ones that, you've repeated and repeated and said, I don't want this anymore, I don't want to be like this anymore, and so on, and it just keeps coming on and coming on, and you keep on judging it, and it just comes again and again, and it's never really left because of the judgment. Yeah. Can you today offer yourself the most endless compassion? No questions asked, no justification, no deservability issues. Just that. This is the invitation. This is who you are. And so now, dear one, is there anything that you would like to see discussed here? Is there anything that you'd like to add to what I've shared about the so-called integration of the harder aspects? And we are gonna now breathe again together. If there's anything you'd like to say, please do share it in the chat. You know, you can see me visually, but I can also see you in this moment. And what I see is something to celebrate. What I see is so many reasons to congratulate you, to thank you for being so determined, so committed. And now, could you just make it easy for you? So, Joanna says, when we become aware of what it is not difficult. It is even quite simple. Yeah, that's it. Exactly. It is so, so simple. It's time, dear one, it's time to be easy on yourself. You've done a great job. Such a great job. Could you go out today or stay home, whatever, but celebrate you with all of the facets, everything. Just really, really honestly celebrate you. The way you've been, the way you are, all of you. Thank you also for the compassionate beauty here. Yeah. So once you really let go of this idea that there are harder aspects to integrate, that in fact there is just you developing a love affair with you. And sometimes it has a few hiccups here and there when you forget that you are here to love you. But then you remind yourself and just dust your shoulders off and embrace yourself. No matter how tough your journey has been, or even easy, it doesn't really matter. You stayed here to be able to experience at this time life beyond suffering. And that means beyond judgment, beyond constant self-doubt, constant self-criticism, constant self-sabotage. You stayed here to live beyond illusion. Within your body, within your humanness, with access to the compassionate love that you are. Please, please allow this for you. So I invite you to again just close your eyes. And we're gonna just breathe celebration. Celebrating you. So as you inhale through your nose, deeply and softly, just let that breath of fresh air fill you, sustain you, fulfill you. Receive this breath as you inhale and exhale gracefully, softly, deeply through your nose, deep down into your belly. And as each breath fills you, sustains you, feeds you, nourishes and fulfills you, Celebrate it. The gift of life, of your life. What a beauty. What a beauty. Allow yourself to perceive all of the reasons why you have chosen to be in human form. The boundless love. Oh, that flavor of compassion. The enthusiasm. Creativity. So much beauty. As you breathe deeply and softly, allow that sense of celebration celebration. You are here. You are here. You have come a long way. Oh, dear one. You are so honored. Thank you. Thank you for the gift of you. Just breathe. Breathe this beautiful celebration of you. And this is it for today. We're keeping it short and simple and graceful, and wishing you the most amazing discoveries of yourself in compassion, beyond suffering, beyond the hardship, beyond the pain, beyond illusion. Mm, it is time. My dear friends, as I have announced already, in the month of August, there will be no Just Breathe Live. So the 20th session will be in September. Meanwhile, I wish you the most marvelous time. And I thank you for all of these months that we have been getting together once a month here on Just Breathe Live. It has been so special to be with you all of this time, and I am very honored, as I have said before. Yes, it is time. And I'll just leave a short note here. The InPassion Breath Weekend, our personalized individual retreat, is happening on the first weekend of September. There is only one vacancy. If you are interested, please visit inpassioncoaching.com on the InPassion Creations tab, and you will find the InPassion Breath Weekend. And also the Enlightening Showers of Presence, the second cycle of 2022, is beginning on the 1st of September. If you'd like to know more information on that, please also visit the website inpassioncoaching.com, InPassion Creations tab, and then Compassionate Breath. And on the Compassionate Breath button, you will find all of the information about the Enlightening Showers of Presence. 3 months of breathing compassion for ourselves. So, thank you to all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and more thank you. All my love and gratitude. And see you soon again.